Hello there, muckers. It's Connor. It's my channel. Why did I even say that? Of course, it's me. But yes, today I wanted to talk about something. Somebody on Steam I was talking to someone on Steam, somebody new to the channel, and they asked me why do I make videos on mostly mods. And well, I don't think that's actually true. I make quite a lot of Fractured Space videos lately, and well, I would like to try similar games like that, but there's so much out there, it's just hard to get a grip of things. So it actually got me thinking, why do I make so many videos on modding? And honestly, why is it important? And it's important to me, mainly because there are games that I would like to play that currently aren't out there. And modders are the ones that put the effort in. They do it for free. They're not paid for this. Some of them have donations set up, but for the most part, I don't think they get much from that anyway. People just download the mod, don't really care. They're grateful for the mod. I mean, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people don't have money. And I've had, let me check how long I've actually had Empire at War. Can I check that? Empire at War being my favorite moddable game. Where is it? Oh, there we are. Does it say when I purchased this? Acquired on the 28th of the 12th, 2011. And previous to that, I actually had the disc version, which I got on release, as well as Forces of Corruption on release. So, I've been playing them for quite a while, ever since its release. And you know what? I'm going to bring up Empire at War here, and I'll actually tell you when it was released. So, Star Wars Empire at War, it was released in 2007, so 9 years ago. Almost exactly 9 years ago, and it's still going strong. Oh, sorry, no, that's for the Mac. I'm stupid. February 16th, 2006. So it's been going for 10 years, it's even more amazing. And there's still modders out there, and it's one of the most modded games on the ModDB and pretty much in gaming history. I would say Skyrim's probably the biggest, but honestly, in Skyrim, there's not as many big mods. There's like lots of little mini ones. But for total conversions, I would say the Total War games, Empire at War, and a few other games are pretty damn big. So, yeah, it got me thinking, and I remember whenever I heard that EA had acquired Star Wars. I mean, you can see it everywhere. Star Wars, EA Star Wars. That's the name of their YouTube channel, for fuck's sake. EA Star Wars, or Star Wars EA. That's a ridiculous. They want their name everywhere. They want you to know that this drivel they're putting out is from them. And we know already. And putting it in front of your fucking game's name doesn't make it any more impressive. It doesn't give it some sort of prestige. Idiots out there will buy the game because, oh, it's a new game, it's trendy, everyone's talking about it. But in reality, the games suck. There's a kind of Diablo clone Star Wars game. I don't know why they're working on that, because mobile, it's the future. But I was really hoping that maybe they'd give the guys who made Command and Conquer the effort and to give them the consideration they should have. I believe the company is now closed down, which is sad. The developer was awesome. Command and Conquer 3, Tiberium Wars, as well as Kane's Wrath is awesome. Generals is awesome. I like all the Command and Conquers except for that crappy one where you control like a big walking retarded machine thing, and it wasn't Command and Conquer, it just had the title. But imagine a Star Wars game from them. Imagine a Star Wars Empire at War 2 from those guys. Now, it probably wouldn't be moddable because, you know, the big developers, they don't like modders for some reason. They don't like people messing with their files, which kind of doesn't make sense because more people buy the games for mods. So in actuality, modders sell games for the big companies, which kind of is annoying me a bit. I remember whenever Steam did that pay for Steam Workshop mods, and some of them were actually charging way too much for them, so they just removed it because it wasn't really working out. But I believe there should be the chance to donate to these guys. Maybe you don't have to donate a lot, $1 or something, but they do put in a lot of work. For example, you're seeing a bit of gameplay from Star Wars Empire at War RE, or Star Wars Empire at War Remake, from Geronimo, and it is a modification that he's been working on very hard, and you can just tell from the particle effects like the explosions, how detailed they are. From the blaster bolts, you can see the lasers, blaster bolts, and just the windows and everything. The detail and the textures is amazing. The models themselves are amazing. The game just It's like a brand new game. It really is. This mod has been my favorite mod so far. It's not yet finished, which is even more impressive. It's still in an early alpha state, and it crashes quite a lot. So it does have problems as well as a few bugs, but I don't care because it's fun to play. It's visually amazing. It looks like Star Wars Empire at War. It feels like Star Wars Empire at War, but it's newer, it's cleaner, it's crisper. It's just so much more epic. And that's why I love modders. For years after watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I wanted to be able to play those battles. Massive battles between the orcs, the Uruk-hai, the dwarves, men, elves, everything. And then King Kong came along and released his, well, it wasn't actually the big ape, not at all the big gorilla. It was actually a modder called King Kong, and I don't know if he still works on mods. I haven't seen him active for a while. But he made and started, not on his own, he did a lot of the work though, the Third Age Total War, which is still going strong. I mean, I still play it from time to time, and I've been playing it ever since 2008, 2010, something like that, for a long, long time it's been out. Back then I was playing the earlier versions, but it's an amazing mod. It still is. We've got, let me name something on the top of my head. Halo Evolutions, which is not yet ready. I've played a early build of it, and it's fun. It's Command & Conquer Tiberium Wars, only it's Halo. And Tim, I talked with him a bit now and again, and he is putting tons of work into it. You can see the images on his ModDB page. It just looks gorgeous. As well as Sins of the Prophets and Star Trek Armada 3. All of these mods add so much more life to the base game. I got bored of Sins of Solar Empire really damn quickly. I just didn't like the races, the ship designs. There were a couple of the ship designs for the human factions I liked. Not really the aliens so much, just not aesthetically my cup of tea. But yeah, that their big ship, capital ship that fired the big beam, I think it starts with K or something. I like that, but that was pretty much it. So then I saw modifications coming in for it. I think it was Star Wars Sins of the Galactic Empire, I believe. And I was hooked. I just couldn't stop playing it. How many of us would actually buy games like that? Let me have a look. I believe it actually shows you how many people have visited the ModDB pages. So just out of curiosity, I'm going to jump on to... Hold on a second. Give me a second. 30 is Total War. It's still in the top 10. It has been for quite a long time. How many views has it had? Aha. In history, since the start of this game, this mod was released, almost 9 million views. Almost, no, not even views, sorry, visits to the page. That's insane. It's got 522 reviews. And mind that this modification came out way after. It started development way after the release of Medieval 2. They're just still bringing life into games, and there's still modders working on them. You see all this crap going on Steam Greenlight that is just abysmal. And then you see these guys doing it for free because they enjoyed the games. They want to improve upon them because some of them have aged, sometimes badly. But whenever they improve upon them, they're amazing. They're so much more hours of fun to be had. And something else, let's just talk about Total War, shall we? Now, honestly, I like the Total War series, but recently I've had to play them heavily modded because of obvious reasons. I mean, Attila was fine. I'm hoping that the workshop goes up pretty damn quickly for Warhammer. But if you look at Radius Total War, Divida et Impera for Rome 2, they make the game so much better. From the AI to the different types of units on show to how the units actually appear visually, wearing historical garments, and their uniforms aren't all just one color. The tunics they're wearing, they're actually different colors and more historically correct, as well as having bigger armies like you see in all the history documentaries or movies. Hundreds of thousands of men you can get if you build up enough generals or commanders or whatever. They improve upon the cities, they improve upon the pathfinding, they improve upon everything, and they're not paid for it. They do things that big developers can't do, which is really, really sad. These guys are being at the wherever they work, all these big game developers are being paid money to do this, and they can't even make a game enjoyable. They can't even release a game without it being full of bugs, and then come along the mod community, and they fix everything up. They make it playable. In fact, they make it more than that, they make it enjoyable. Out of all the time I've spent on Total War Rome 2, I would say, and it isn't actually that long, I really don't like the game. How much time have I spent in it? On Rome 1 I spent 700 hours or something. I spent way too much time on it. Well, there's not really too much time with Rome 1, is there? Where are you? Rome 2, Emperor Edition. 206 hours. So, yeah, and I would say 90% of that time was played with mods. Mostly Radius. And a lot of little mini mods have popped up all over the place for Radius, which make it more enjoyable as well, from visual mods that make the graphics not look as shit, to new cities being added, new factions. It's just mind-boggling the stuff they do. And if Creative Assembly and Sega had done it, they would have charged money for it. Get this faction's DLC. Whereas Davida at Impera, a mod I've been playing a bit lately, they don't charge. And they put more factions into the game. Quite a few factions, actually, for the main campaign, as well as custom battles. So I recommend that. You can find it on the Steam Workshop, by the way, from Rome 2. There you go. It's very, very enjoyable. So it did make me think this question, why, I think I've said it before anyway, but it's important to me because these guys do something that big game developers don't do. They make what we want to play. For big publishers and stuff wanting to make money, they don't really seem to be doing anything about it. It's like they're going backwards. And the perfect example is Star Wars Battlefront EA, because they had to put EA on it somewhere. That game looked gorgeous. That game sounds gorgeous. It still does. It looks absolutely amazing, but it's as shallow as a fucking puddle. It's incredibly shallow. There's not much gameplay there. It's very, very simple. Somebody compared it, I believe it was Total Biscuit or something, compared it to Call of Duty. I think many people actually made that comparison. And it is. It's Call of Duty, Star Wars. Star Wars, Call of Duty for the Empire. Join the Empire today. And you'll have one hell of a time, but you actually won't, because it sucks. And now they're churning out all these free maps and stuff because they want to try and get people back into it. But they're not fixing the general problems that people are having with it. The fact that it's just not fun, and it is dying quickly. The last time I played it, I couldn't even get a full fucking match. And I dip into it now and again, and I still wait for about 10 minutes before I even find a game. And when I find a game, it's not even full. There's someone making a Star Wars mod for, what's it called? That Battlefield game, 2690. I don't even know what the name of it. It's the Battlefield game with mechs and large carriers in the sky. It's really futuristic. And that game is a bit underrated. It was freaking awesome for the time. And they're making a Star Wars mod. And it looks gorgeous. Visually, it looks like Star Wars Battlefront EA. And yet these guys are doing it for free. Again, for free. So money's not everything. Some people do stuff as a hobby. For their passion. Not for cash. And I'm rubbing my fingers together because that's what every feckin' person that works at EA does every frickin' day. Money, money, money. We need more money because we can't have enough money. We don't care about games, we care about money. Make them look good in the trailers, but they're actually shit. And people will buy them. That's generally it. I think they do an amazing job. I don't think they get enough credit for it. If you do download a modification and you enjoy it, then just say thank you. If you can't really donate, donations are available. If you can't do it, if you can't afford it, I mean, I understand that myself. Just say thanks. Say you're really enjoying it. Whether there's bugs or not, there are games that are released, like Rome 2, for example, that didn't work on release. And that was a full development studio working in that as their full-time jobs, and it didn't work. it's natural for a lot of these mods to get released in alpha or beta phases, just so people can report bugs. But if you enjoy it, thank them. It's as simple as that. Because they work hard, and they work for nothing. Well, they don't really work for nothing. I suppose they work for their own enjoyment, because they want to play the games that haven't been made either. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. But it is important to me, and I assume it's very important to a lot of you because, well, you're all here, you're all subscribed to this channel. So thank you for that. And I hope to be making videos for modifications for years to come. Thank you all very much, and of course, like always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.